Let me start with you, Dr. Khafagi. How do you read the current situation? How different do you see the situation as a commemoration? Because it was only a commemoration of the graceful revolution. How different do you see the scenarios in spite of the similarities from the 2011 revolution?
Well, these protesters, they don't believe that what they revolute for was attained. And so they are continuing the revolution to get what they think is justice for them. And so their needs, or what they asked for before, was not they were not satisfied what was being done. I think if any of the even Salvation Front, any of the leaders of Salvation Front was a president, they will do the same thing. It is the same like 1801, when after French troops withdrawal from Egypt. It happened the same thing. They changed 3 presidents or 2 presidents at that time, Koutoukhdabé and Berdisi, because of the economic situation. I think the economic situation is crucial in the solution of this problem. I think we have 3 solutions for the crisis of debt crisis, and also for the deficit of the budget. If I will show you, there are 3 solutions here how to cover the deficit in budget, and also to cover the deficit, or to pay the debt in Egypt. There are 3 solutions. If you can show it. The first solution is to, can you show that? Or?
Yes, it is clear, sir. You can proceed with
Yeah.
what they are.
Because it is here.
Okay, if we can have a camera zoomed in on the paper, and can you describe to us what the solution is, the 3 solutions?
Yeah, the first solution is to sell 3 million acres of urban land or desert land around the delta and the south of Egypt. At least you will get 100 Egyptian pounds per square meter, and those who will buy this will pay around 70 Egyptian pounds for this for the supplies of electricity and so forth. And if we get that, the acre would be 400,000 Egyptian pounds. The 3 million acre you will get at 1,200 billion Egyptian pounds. This will cover the deficit in the budget, and they will cover and will pay the debt. Another solution is to sell the commercial governmental banks. It was estimated 10 years ago it equals 1 trillion Egyptian pounds. Another solution is that مصلحة الأملاك الأميرية, which owns a lot of land inside the major cities, it also has about 1 trillion Egyptian pounds. And so there are 3 solutions without borrowing. And if you cover the deficit in the budget and you will pay the debt, you will save 40% of the budget. And so you can increase the salaries to 2 to 3 times what they earn, and you will boost the investment.
Yes. In about a while, we're expecting, I mean, a great sector of Egyptians is expecting a court verdict that has long been awaited. The youth, the ultras, the families of the martyrs of the Port Said massacre. If the court sentence doesn't come to the content of the people who are waiting in anticipation and outrage, a lot of outrage, what could be the role of cassation's court be? Could it be able to help? People do not understand clearly.
There is a problem here in justice here in Egypt, is that they don't allow private detective You see, these ultras or fans of Al Ahly, they are condemning the Minister of Interior that is behind the plot of Boursaid Mosque. And so they are not collecting enough data to show the criminals. And so if President Morsi will allow a private detective like Colombo, Detective Colombo, you know, the late, and so he will collect the data which is necessary for those criminals who killed the people. I think this will calm these people down, because some detectives are collecting the data from the victims themselves. They are controlled by the victim. I think this is the solution to this problem. Private detectives, so that they will collect the data which doesn't belong to the ministry.
Because as we can see, it's one of the main worries and pains, one of the biggest pains of
because
people who were protesting yesterday.
The accused is the people of the Ministry of Interior, and those will never handle the documents which will condemn other people. And so an independent detective has to be responsible for bringing these documents.
Also have your opinion on that, because a lot of people are fearful that what happened 2 years ago could happen again, and people are actually preparing themselves to buy stuff.
It will not stop so long as some people die or killed in Ismailia and Suez. They will continue.
I was about to come in here. Yes.
What to do? That's the question here. What to do? I think Dr. Morsi has to form a new government with a new prime minister, with new ministers. And these people has the new one, the suggested one, has to show in the media, mass media, how they are going to solve Egyptian problem.
But he just changed ministers. It's
but
also
they are not good.
Changing parliament or president.
Well, we have at least 4 governments in the last 2 years, and these have been there for more than 6 months. And so you have to form a new cabinet with this is a rule in politics. When you have unrest and demonstrations from the people, you have to form a new government with a new prime minister.
Dr. Khafeja,
and so if the new prime minister and his cabinet will convince people and the mass media that they will solve the problems, he has to form their cabinet from them. If they couldn't, he has to suggest other people.
Right. Building on what you said, if we take a flashback to 2011, and where you can see even the president himself was in the rows of the revolutionaries, and a great sector of freedom, the Muslim Brotherhood.
The cabinet too.
And there were several reservations about the ousted president, that he was responding, he was performing late response. He was responding to the protests and the demands with negligence, with defiance, with the wrong direction. There was excessive use of force. There was blood. The hands were stained with blood. He was incriminated in his jail because of that. So, do you see any similarities?
But the similarity here is that if you change the government to another one related to you, the demonstration will not stop. And the new cabinet with the new prime minister has to show that he is capable in the mass media of solving the problems of Egyptian people. If he doesn't show he has, and is convincing people, convincing the mass media, and also he gets to get approval from the Shura Council for, after many demonstration, what they do, they will elect. He has to form the cabinet.
The people will calm down.
Yeah.
But there was excessive use of tear gas in trying to clear up the Tahrir Square.
Yeah, but you
Those
see,
people were only celebrating
so long as there is dead people from the demonstration, it will continue as a revenge. And this would be just an excuse to do a demonstration for the demonstrators.
Right.
I don't believe my colleague that these allied forces from the NDP and I don't believe that, because people are not happy about the raising of prices, which is tremendous too for them. Also, President Morsi didn't satisfy them for the 5 demands. He said he will solve them, and even after 8 months, he couldn't do it. And I think he will need a good prime minister like Manmohan Singh, Deng Xiaoping, Erdogan, or Mahathir Mohamad, one of these calibers, which needs to be open for those who wants to be the prime minister. He will apply to the president and he will talk to them and he will choose from them. Not the way they do it now, that he would bring a friend of him or something like that, or that will be suggested by the Muslim Brotherhood. That's wrong. He has to open the prime minister job for all strategic people for that.
So do you see the situation at least signaling that direction? I mean, from the way the people in charge, the presidential office, the cabinet.
No, they are inefficient. They are inefficient.
Are there any signs of that?
No, they know nothing about their job. And they were chosen with the same way like Mubarak chose his cabinet.
Yes. Your comments on that, Doctor?
Well, I think it's absurd that the people have an economic breakdown and you are talking about cultivating trees. That's wrong. Yeah, the people needs an immediate solution to their problems, the economic problems. This is the same like Robert Zoellick, who is the CEO of the World Bank, and he wrote an article in Foreign Affairs last year that in 2007 the oil prices came up and the grain prices gone up, and so he felt that so many people in poor countries will starve. And so he said in this article, it's a good article really, he said that I cannot talk about investment about that time. We have to have a solution, immediate solution to these people who are going to starve. And so the funds from different countries, he could say, as he said in his article, that he could save 42 million out of starvation.
But how can that be possible when
Egypt
is going to be facing more economic crisis and increase in prices?
We need cash, local cash, not borrowing cash from abroad. That is what I said before. We have 3 solutions for this economic breakdown: from local people, those who are going to buy this land or buy the 3 million acres or buy the commercial banks. Egyptian people have 1,300 billion Egyptian pounds in the banks as savings. Also, those 8 million abroad, Egyptian abroad, have $1 trillion abroad as savings. Those who can pay these pieces of land, they will get immediate solution and get rid of the debt which consumes the 40% of the budget. You will be able to increase the salaries 2 to 3 times within 1 year. You can sell this land on Google Earth. You don't have to do maps. You have to give those who pay this to buy this land, they register the green registry immediately, not let them beg for these registries. And so we will solve the immediate problem, which is cash, not borrowing from outside. You know what's borrowing from outside is paid for the oil check only. There is no change.
But Dr. Khafage, ordinary people, and even sometimes us who are not really economic experts, wouldn't understand very detailed, intricate details of that stuff. But we would ask simple questions like, there were two accidents, tragic accidents like that one in Asyut and in Badrashin. I mean, in one sector of one minister of that cabinet. Yes. Regardless of the money and regardless of the economic state, it could have taken much care to stop another accident.
Yes.
It could have taken the bother to change another minister, a third or a fourth minister, to try to improve the service.
No, this is not a solution.
There were solutions.
I already sent the solution
people need
to the Prime Minister on his email 10 days ago. I told him that these, if you analyze the 6 accidents and the train accidents during the last 6 months, you will find that the main cause is negligence on the part of employees. This negligence is due to that there is no monitoring, auditing on these people. The only auditing
what does a Minister of Transportation have anything else to do other than monitoring?
No, the monitoring has to be an independent party from the Shura or the House of Representatives. The internal auditing is not enough. And at the time of Mubarak, the only way to control these government employees was the internal security forces, which was causing them some sort of terror, that if they will do such actions, they will take them to the security corps. And so when these internal security corps are dismantled now, there is no control on these government employees. I told this to Prime Minister on his email, and I didn't get an answer even to thank me or something.
Yeah, well,
Khafagi, it's important that you have a final thought on the same issue of what Mr. Sharaf thinks, especially with the ultras. Yes. One of the main backbone succeeded in protecting the iconic square of Tahrir, the Tahrir Square in the Camel Battle. And they celebrated peacefully after that, after the revolution succeeded. I mean, how do you think of the ultras and their response?
Well, you see, the massacre, Bursaid massacre, was about 1 or 2 weeks after the battle between the ultras and the internal, the Amn Markazi, or you call it, internal security. This was in the stadium, if you remember. And so they are thinking that it was a revenge from them, from the Ministry of Interior. And so they led these criminals in both Said and Damietta and all this stuff to kill these people with wire and to throw them out of the 4th floor. And so the Ministry of Interior people will not collect evidence. And so the Egyptian government has to pursue 2 things. Is to allow private detectives from these ultras. They have to hire them. Also, they have to talk to them with their chiefs and tell them that the Justice Department or the court is the one who is concerning of giving these trials, not and support the justice is separate or independent from the government. That you have to talk to them. Nobody talked to them.
Right.
Else they will continue.
There is something
because
very
it's a
important.
revenge. They will continue, causing turmoil in this country.